You're listening to The Front Porch Show. Some shows are niche shows, talking about specific topics. Others, shows about nothing. This show is the show about everything. On The Front Porch Show, we'll talk about current events, some news, a little bit of politics, along with a whole lot of life. Welcome to Our Front Porch. 1-402-799-1811 is the message line number. You can reach out to us 24/7, 365 days a year. It is I, Mathis. I'm joined tonight by Ozzy.
What's up?
Tombstone and Jeff are not here.
Failure.
No,
Absolute
I
failures.
think Jeff had a Christmas party or something, and
It's no excuse.
Tombstone's got kids right now that don't want to sleep. I pity him. And so he's assisting his wife in making the children sleep.
All right, so Jeff's a slacker. All right.
Well, you know,
I can live with that.
I think he's on call for whatever job he's got. I mean,
yeah.
The guy who holds his finger on the rods of God button. I tell you,
That's it.
I mean, man. But no, we are here. We are happy. We're doing great. And Ozzy doesn't have a fridge.
It's true.
Wait, okay, so you can't just say I don't have a fridge. You got to tell me the story.
So we our fridge on Tuesday decided that it was going to just not work anymore.
Old fridge, new fridge, medium fridge.
We bought it in 2015, and we got a killer deal on it because it was at Home Depot and it was like an old model and it just went way down in price, so we bought it.
Okay.
So we can't really afford to replace it because it was very expensive to replace. So we got guys that are going to be coming on Tuesday. Had to order the part and
so it is fixable.
It is fixable, yes. It's a 10-year warranty on the part that broke.
Oh man, wow!
So that was a thrill because I called LG, and they gave me the number to people. I called them. They came out and analyzed it, and then told me that they weren't LG certified.
Oh,
to
nice.
be able to fix the fridge.
Well,
so
that's
that
great.
was good.
That's great.
And so I called LG, and LG told me that they were certified, and I was like, they just told me they weren't, and they can't order the part and can't install it.
Nice.
So, and they were like, well, they are. And I'm like, well, do you want to call them? Because I talked to the lady. Like, I talked to the technician, and then I called the company, and they said they are not. And so they gave me a number for two more people. So I called the second person, which is an appliance store, I guess, up the road. It's a small appliance store. And asked them if they were, and they said yes, they were LG certified and everything. And then they asked me if I bought the fridge there, and I said no. And they said, well, we're down a technician, and we're only doing repairs for people that we bought fridges from us. And I went,
but can they get
really?
the part? But can they get the part?
Well, they could, but they're not going to install it.
But could they give it to the other guys and the other guys install it? Or
no, because they're not certified to be able to do it. Because what it needs is apparently it's a all-in-one system, and so the compressor and everything, because of how high efficiency it is, it's all a closed system. So you have to buy a new one, and then you have to update the motherboard, and you have to update all these other things because the one that we have is actually I guess they had a lot of problems with it. Ours just lasted 4 years or 5. Well, yeah, 4 years, almost 5. And so the whole thing's got to be revamped. So basically, we're going to wind up with a new fridge for a couple $100 for the price of an installation of it. So
that's not too bad, I guess.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed right now.
So what are you doing in the meantime?
Well, right now it is about in the low 50s into the low 30s at night.
Okay.
We have a small cooler, and then we have a very large cooler.
Gotcha.
And so,
how many kids can you fit in the cooler? I'm just trying to calculate the size.
We could probably fit all three kids in the cooler.
Nice. That'll work.
So it's a large cooler. So what we did is, and we have an outside freezer. So we moved all the stuff from the freezer into the outside freezer.
Gotcha.
We have a bunch of ice packs that have been going in and out of the freezer. Right now I'm going off of, we have ice packs are lasting about 3 days.
Oh, nice. That's
before
good.
they melt, just because the temperature in the garage is cool.
Right.
No
and then it's hitting it.
Yeah, there's no sun hitting it, so there's none of that. So that's what we're living off of right now.
Oh my goodness, that's just, it's incredible. It's just incredible. I love it.
We're losing weight because it is a pain in the butt to go like 20 feet out into the garage to go get food.
Isn't it? Oh,
so bad.
We lived when we were living in the trailer. We lived out of a mini fridge for
oh my gosh
2 years.
Oh yeah,
and that mini fridge, man. Well, okay, so I can't. Well, yes, we lived out of 2 mini fridges. One of the mini fridges, Alyssa decided to clean one day and stuck a screwdriver through one of the elements.
Oh,
and so no more mini fridge.
Oh my gosh!
So she had to go that day and buy another mini fridge, which was a bigger one. It's great.
Yeah.
I keep it in my loft for drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
And fantastic, but. Man, that fridge, that fridge. When we actually got a full-size fridge, we went with the fridges, we did not go with this fridge, but do you know the fridges with the tablet on the front of them?
Yes.
We went with that fridge, but without the tablet. So the Samsung fridge.
Nice.
And didn't want the tablet on the front because a kid's going to poke it with a toy. It's going to destroy it.
Absolutely.
Not doing it. And do I really need a camera to look into my fridge?
Yeah, it's good. It's gimmicky.
It's cool.
And they're expensive too, Jack.
I played with it for several hours, but for an extra $1,000, it wasn't worth it.
No,
I literally
did. Absolutely not.
So yeah, when we got a fridge, though, it was probably a year before we actually utilized the whole fridge.
Nice.
Because we were like, oh, we know how to pack a fridge.
Right, right. What do you do with all this?
When we went shopping, we knew exactly what would fit where in that fridge. We kind of Jenga it. I mean, it was it was way over capacity. It was ridiculous. But oh man,
you gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Oh, what a great.
Yeah, we're surviving. We just haven't gone we have to normally. We're next week will be our week to go shopping. So we got to figure out when the fridge hopefully is going to be fixed on Tuesday. I'm not sure what time. So we may be out late shopping and doing our regular.
Wait, so okay, shopping, I gotta ask. Are you like a once a week shopping family, twice a week, or
bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we go shopping the Monday or Tuesday after we get paid.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
totally random question there. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And we go to Aldi's. And man, we piss off so many people, it's ridiculous. So we can get in our Aldi's from the time that we leave our house. We live about 5 minutes to 7 or 8 minutes away from Aldi's.
Oh, good grief.
From the time that we leave our house, we can be back at our property with all of the food within an hour and 20 minutes.
That's impressive.
So, because we get basically the same thing every time. We have to utilize 2 shopping carts to get all of the stuff. That we have, and man, do we piss off people. Holy moly.
They don't like the full carts.
They see us roll up to the line, and it's just the dude in back of you, there's one line open, and the dude in back of you's got 20 items or 8 items, and you're just
sorry.
You want to let him go, but then you're if I let him go, then I have to let the other 8 people go.
Right.
And I've already waited in this line, 10 minutes to get up to the cashier. So
it's not going to happen. Sorry.
No. I hate to be a jerk, but usually they open a line as soon as they see us pull in with our carts. They open up the next line over.
They know.
It's awesome.
That's funny. I do the Costco run about once, maybe twice a month.
Nice.
But I don't know. It's one of those things. It's I'll go once and I'll do a big order.
Yeah.
And then the next time I'll do just little things that we need.
Yeah.
And so I'm out of peppers right now.
Ooh, yeah.
So I need peppers. I got Brussels sprouts. I bought Brussels sprouts at the local grocery store this week.
Nice.
I needed Brussels sprouts. I was I was up in South Dakota this week, right?
Yeah.
And 3 days up there, I'm driving home and I had a craving for Brussels sprouts. And so I pull into the place. I'm looking at Brussels sprouts. They only have massive bags of Brussels sprouts.
Right.
And I'm like, well,
They don't have any snack size bags.
Like
hasn't hit the mass market. That's a necessity.
It was like that big. It was like a gallon,
right?
Probably a gallon and a half bag of. Anyways, I buy this bag. I get up to the register, and it's 4.5 pounds.
Holy jeez!
4.5 pounds of Brussels sprouts. But man,
you like them, don't you?
Oh, I had a bowl the other night for dinner. Last night, oh, it was so good, man. And tonight, during the show, Alyssa says she's bringing me up dinner.
Nice.
I smell Brussels sprouts in the oven, man.
Nice.
It was not always a given that the United States and America would have a close relationship.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer.
It's Mr. McMillan. Would you like 30 seconds more?
Allow me to introduce myself. The rent's too damn high.
Thank you, Mr. McMillan. I appreciate your flavor.
I'm going to introduce myself like that someday.
He ran for mayor of New York. Or governor of New York? I don't remember. It was one or the other. It was crazy.
Was that his campaign?
Yes. He was with the rent is too damn high party. That was his party.
That sounds like something that would make America great again.
I know. I'm telling you.
A lie.
Ozzy, I don't know how to say this, but the UK is in turmoil.
Yeah.
What's going on in the UK?
Dude, it's the UK. Trump has taken over, man.
Wow. Boris Johnson, his Conservative Party won by a landslide.
Yeah, it was pretty significant. That's crazy. That's very funny though. I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
I can't believe it. So do you have the numbers of the change of I have the current numbers, and I totally forgot to get I saw a breakdown of how many votes they actually won, and I did not see it. But anyways, the Conservatives now have 43.6% of the British House of Commons.
Nobody saw that coming. That's
365, 43%, and Labor has 203. And
yeah,
I mean, good grief! I can't even believe it. They didn't believe it. Like, I mean, So the funny thing is this, and Tombstone sent us an article earlier this week about the whole happenings. Do you remember the company that was behind the Steele dossier and Trump?
Okay.
It is Cambridge Analytica.
Okay.
And they were the ones behind the whole, Russian collusion and Trump dossier, and I won't go into all the details on that because it's fairly disgusting on what they released and what they were trying to search for and what they were trying to frame Trump on. But he and their Cambridge Analytica ends up trying to frame Boris Johnson.
This is great.
As being a Russian stooge. And I'm just like, wait, what?
I mean, it almost worked over here. So,
well, right, I know.
Why not? Like, why not try it? Good grief.
I am.
So funny. Funny.
It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, I have the numbers here, Ozzy. The Conservatives gained 47 seats.
Yep.
Negative 59 for Labor, plus 13 for the Socialists. Is that Socialist Party? SNP?
I have no idea. I don't know how. I don't know
what's the SNP? Oh, the Scottish National Party. I'm sorry, Scotland.
Right.
I apologize,
Good
Scotland.
Good job. You just called them a bunch of socialists.
I really apologize because that's
brilliant.
That's another thing we have to talk about too, because Scotland is now like, hey, Brexit. and they're like, "Hey, Scott,
we'll see.
Scott's sick. Scott, I don't know what would that be.
Well,
I don't know what that would be. Anyways, so do you remember a couple years ago Scotland tried to do the referendum to get out, and Britain wouldn't allow it?
Right.
Well,
we'll see.
I think it's going to happen. We'll happen.
They got a good chance, at least now more than ever, it seems like.
The Democratic Unionist Party lost seats, Liberal Democrats lost seats, and also, I guess, two other parties gained seats. And being the Green Party, the Sinn Féin, I don't even know what half these are. The Brexit Party. The Brexit Party with Nigel Farage.
As soon as you get out of Republicans, Democrats, and Libertarians, I'm lost. Like I can't figure this out exactly what these parties are all for. It's kind of like cricket, where it's just like they made it so complicated, and then America was like baseball, simple.
It's hilarious because now all the liberals in the U.S. are freaking out right now.
It's great. Isn't it great?
I'm sitting there going, "Oh man, this is funny." Like this is.
I'm looking forward to the Celine Dion YouTube videos that are going to come out of everybody freaking out about the win. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because this produces some great stuff.
The funny thing is, the only people freaking out about this is London. Like London is really the only place that is overrun. London and Birmingham and Manchester are really the only places overrun by the Labour Party.
How does their elections work? Is it like a system like ours where it's like they have like an electoral college type deal, or is it just pure?
Oh, no. So if I understand it correctly, the parliamentary system, they vote for their representatives.
Correct.
And then what happens is if you don't have more than a certain percentage of the House, you have to form coalitions in order to elect your prime minister. And so the parties elect the prime minister.
Okay.
So the coalition picks the prime minister, and then the Queen approves it. And so
that's all a formality.
But that's the other fascinating thing is the Queen has never disapproved. But this time she like officially put her stamp of approval on Brexit, though.
Bam.
Which is so weird because she hasn't done that yet.
Man.
So, for everyone out there saying, "Hey, let's have an election. Let's see what happens."
Listen.
You go.
This is I'm just saying this is the perfect opportunity for America to be able to help Britain because we are awesome at revolutions.
We are. I mean, we kicked their tails twice and then bailed them out twice too. So
it's true.
To our British brethren, I mean no harm.
But you did lose.
Also, real quick, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not going any further with that. Ozzy, Time has picked a person of the year.
Well, it's about time, Aaron.
Donald J.
Who is it?
Donald J. Trump is not the person of the year.
Oh,
how dare you?
Greta Thunberg.
Isn't it Thornburg?
Thornburg?
Thunberg? You just made her a Thundercat, I think.
Is it Thunberg?
I thought it was
Thornberg.
Thornberg, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know her name. It's Greta.
It's
Greta. It's Thunberg. It's Thunberg. 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 I got it right. Nailed it. She is the person of the year.
Did anybody not see this coming?
Oh no, I saw it coming.
I mean, come on.
Because let's be honest, Time Magazine.
They're going to give this girl the Peace Prize too. That's
which is so ridiculous.
You know that's going to happen. That's going to be the next thing, is because they have to try and I don't know. They got to do something to save themselves. They're losing Britain here.
What has she done? She done?
She has made everyone aware of how youth don't actually feel or care because they're all on their cell phones.
So hold on. And I realize that some folks listening are going to think we're running her over and insulting her, and I'm not going to do that. Okay? She is on a school. What is she calling it? A walkout?
A hiatus.
But she is
She's what it is.
She's saying she's not going back to school until we fix the climate change issues.
So what she's saying is, what grade is she in anyway?
Well, she's 16, so she's
got to be what, in 9th grade?
Well, American equivalency is either 9th or 10th,
something like that.
Yeah, and so she's not going back to school until we fix things.
We'll see.
And it's like, really?
See. I don't get it.
Really? It's ridiculous.
I don't get it. I don't like. Where are her parents in all of this? Also,
her dad traveled back. Her dad traveled back with her to Spain.
Did he? I don't understand. Wait, she's Spain. She's from Spain. I thought she was from like Sweden or something like that. That's weird. So, or she just traveled back from Spain.
She traveled back to Spain to hold a big rally.
Right, I remember.
You know where everyone traveled in cars.
This is the one.
And planes.
And she came in like a boat or something.
Yeah,
right?
she traveled in the boat,
like a sailboat.
Right. So, Ozzy, I don't know.
I'm saying Pulitzer is the next thing.
Okay, there was a 23-year-old.
That's what she's.
There was a 23-year-old out there who developed a system to pick up plastic out of the ocean.
Yes, I've seen this kid. That's a great idea.
Amazing story.
That's a great idea. But he's not impacting climate change by being vocal. He's impacting it by actually doing something about what he believes.
I have said this before, and I will say it again. I have no issue with protecting our environment. I absolutely love the outdoors. I love the environment. I love our world. Okay, our world is a beautiful place. But my issue is the politics.
Yep.
My issue with the whole climate change thing is the politics. This is not about fixing the world. This is about quote unquote equality. And everyone in this world being equal. What did I read this past week? I don't even remember what I read this past week, but it was
it's going to make it kind of hard to reference.
I know. I sent it in a text to you guys.
Wow,
this was probably like a week ago. Anyways, basically the person said in the tweet, or it might have been a tweet, basically said, this isn't about fixing things, it's about equality. And it's like, whoa.
Right.
This is why I can't get behind it. This is why I don't support it. This is why I can't get behind it.
It's the underlying meanings, man.
Ozzy, I've got
an agenda.
I have no problem with protecting this planet and helping it. But when we turn it into this political thing where we're trying to, make everyone equal, and that's not the way the world works. I'm sorry, guys.
Yep. Do something to save the flat earth turtle.
That poor turtle, man. Snorting a straw. We're back, Ozzy. I have an update from last week.
Hold on. Do you remember, like, when you were a kid singing the Batman version of this song?
No.
What?
Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Smells...
It was the no. I'm sorry. That was the wrong one. It was the there was like a Barney version.
I don't remember this.
Oh, I can't sing it. It's terrible.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's not like inappropriate, but it is.
What are you singing on the show, Ozzy?
It's very shady.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That's kind of the show. Let's just be honest.
Oh my gosh! All right. Anyway, sorry. Just to throw you off there.
No, I wanted to
slip that in there.
No, that's good. It's solid.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Yep.
Like the banana?
The
banana?
Ah. Yeah. Now you're peeling everything apart.
So Listen,
don't get bruised by any of these.
No. We don't want to end up with any brown spots. Or black and blue spots. So that's terrible. I think that sounded a lot worse than I meant it to sound like. I apologize.
Good job.
Well, Tis the nature of the show. We don't edit things. Well, that'll be interesting. So we talked last week about the banana and how
art.
The banana was duct taped to the wall.
Truth.
Lots of people didn't like the idea. Tombstone. I was not exactly partial to it because I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
Is it? But I'm a fan of modern art.
Okay.
So
all right.
I like modern art.
I can accept that line.
So, but I'm not the banana. The banana did not move me. The banana did not move me.
It kind of tripped you up, did it?
It did. It did. It slipped my senses. No, so
now let's peel back the curtain on this.
Yes, let's peel back the curtain.
Get to the story.
So a man ate the banana, but that was okay. A performing artist ate the banana.
Yeah.
The banana was then replaced.
Absolutely.
Symbolizing that the banana can be replaced.
Right. Because the banana is not the art. The artist is
exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. And so I don't want to rehash all that, but
let's do it.
this week, Ozzy, at the Art Basel Miami Beach, the duct tape banana was vandalized. Exhibitors were forced to cover up the writing with white cardboard.
What
was written up on the wall in red lipstick, you ask?
I don't know.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
No.
Yes. Yes, Ozzy. I kid you not. It is glorious. The scene confused some who were in the gallery, who assumed it was just another performance, but it wasn't. Oh,
I like it a lot.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's great.
Yep. So there you go. Update from the Art Basel.
That's much more interesting than the guy eating it.
Isn't it?
That's so funny.
I like it. I think it's.
Oh man.
I think it's awesome.
I think Jeff and Tombstone can agree on that. That's yeah.
I would hope
definitely improve the art. So
now you sent me. Total pivot here to Montana. Go from Florida to Montana. You sent me.
This is so good.
This is like Coach Leach on steroids.
It is, and it's great. I did not know that this guy existed. I stumbled on it on Facebook somewhere and then looked it up. So the guy's name is Bob Green, and he is a coach for, I believe it's a high school team.
Well, no, it's Montana Tech.
Okay, college team. So I would assume not a very dramatically good college team or predominant, but he has for many, many years used a lot of great analogies that have been known as greenisms.
Right.
That his team has now put on the internet. And
so this is from the Montana Sports Network. We're just going
Sports Network.
Yeah, we're just going to play Coach Green.
Montana Tech opens up their football season tomorrow at home on Bob Green Field. And what better way to kick off the Ordigger season than to honor legendary Coach Green?
What are Ordiggers?
So we dove into our archives to bring you the best of Bob Green and what we call his greenisms.
The key to the win was that the Ordiggers took control early. Kind of like when you get married. That first day, your wife takes control early. And that's what the Ordiggers did.
Our football team was like the kid that plays second French horn in the school band. We got to play better.
And that's a double-edged sword, It's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You got mixed feelings. He's like that black lab on the first day of pheasant hunting season. He was pulling at the chain.
We're kind of like a woodpecker in a petrified forest. Just keep busy and look for opportunities.
I wanted to raise my kids using a depth chart. Can you imagine that? I wanted that. Pam Green vetoed that idea. I got a short memory, just like when I was in the third grade. 2 of the best years of my life.
I don't like that bottled water. I like that butte water. You get eat and drink at the same time.
Some aspects look like we're really ready to play. couple of other aspects look like we just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus. His attitude's positive. He thinks he could take on hell with a squirt gun. It's kind of like that T-bone steak dinner with all the trimmings. They played a complete game. You know, with Jacksonville, what more can happen? Jacksonville's so bad they sentence prisoners to attend the games. Everybody expects you to win. My wife couldn't go to church with me on Sunday, and everybody said, where is she? I said, she doesn't go out with losers. I had a 6 ACT in 1967. One time I got an A, and my grandma beat me for cheating. And all the calls I made on fourth down all those years, you know what my favorite fourth down call was?
What?
Punt. It was the most successful play we had.
Wow. Wow.
This guy's brilliant. I love it. It's so good.
He has a knack for the analogies.
Oh, the mother-in-law one gets me, and the one where his wife wouldn't go to church with him because she doesn't go out with losers.
That's horrible. That is absolutely terrible. I mean, hilarious.
I like it.
I do too.
This guy's good. He's gonna become some of the intros or something here.
I was gonna say I predict some intros out of him.
He's brilliant. Oh man.
That's too funny.
That's the one that I found. So there you go. So Bob Green and his greenisms are going to take over the college world.
Where is Montana Tech? I mean, he mentioned
Montana. I would assume
he mentioned Butte, so I assume Butte, Montana.
Hold on.
I mean that Butte water, man. So apparently so thick you can eat it.
It's like Flint water. Give Flint a run for their money.
That's disgusting. Poor Flint.
I'm sorry, Jeff. It's poor Flint. All right, let's see here. Montana Tech. Where are you? Montana Tech is the public university in Butte, Montana.
There you go.
Butte,
Montana representing.
Oh, average cost after 8 is $13,000 a year. They have a 47% graduation rate and an 89% acceptance rate.
That's it?
That's pretty sad. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
What are the average graduation rates at a college? I mean,
I don't know.
I didn't help those numbers where we went to school, but just saying. So
if we're going by the average of us 4, then they have a 75% graduation rate.
Well, that's a good question.
I don't know. I don't even know what they are. What are they? What's the team?
Is it like a junior college? They said the Ore Diggers.
Yeah. I mean, that legitimately might be what they are because they have like a, let's see. Because their logo is like a hammer and a chisel.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's their logo. It's a hammer.
They're Russians?
Not a hammer and a sickle, a hammer and a chisel.
Okay.
So, I don't know. What they are. Oh,
that's
man.
Bizarre.
Anyway, so if you want to go to a cheap college, there you go.
Okay. So just so you know, where we went to school, 64% graduation rate. Acceptance rate 87%. Cost after rate $16,000.
The Charlie Ore Diggers.
Liberty University 51% graduation rate. Furman University 84%. Anderson University 50%.
They're pretty average.
Yeah, for the most part.
The Charlie Ore Diggers.
Wait, what?
Oh my goodness gracious! That
is disturbing.
Like their mascot is legitimately Charlie Ore Digger, is the symbol of a Digger Athletics.
Oh, look at him!
And Montana Tech's ambassador at athletic events and the community.
He's a digger. An ore digger.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was thinking like ore as in a boat, and I'm like, they don't have water up there.
What are you talking about?
It's Montana. There's no water.
It's all right. They're sponsored by Pepsi. That's all the help you need.
And by
Butte Granite Works.
That makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah, it's a mining town.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Green.
There you go.
We now know something about
take us out. The Ore Diggers.
The Ore Diggers. Thank you, Coach Green and Charlie, for giving us some entertainment.
Maybe we can get him to comment on our banana.
No.
I'm really interested in his thing. I would love to know his ideas and thoughts on that.
I don't want to know his analogies.
It has something to do with a clown.
Probably. Ozzy, this week's DA of the week, well, one of the contestants strikes, unfortunately, very close to home. And not because they're from my house. Just wanted to clarify that. But it is from my county. 30-year-old Madison woman was arrested on Tuesday afternoon after she appeared in the Stanton County Court. I live in Stanton County, by the way.
All right.
On a felony driving revocation charge.
Oh, what does that even mean? I didn't.
So she was driving. She was driving with a revoked license.
Oh, okay.
She was driving without a revoked license. That's why she was in court.
Right.
She then, after leaving court, got into her SUV and drove away from the courthouse. She's there at the courthouse with a felony revocation.
Did they stop her?
Oh, yes, they did.
Oh,
yes, they did.
She didn't see that coming, did she?
She was stopped by the sheriff's office and taken directly into custody. Released on bond, and her vehicle was impounded. She'll appear next month. On more charges.
Oh my goodness! See if you can get an interview with her.
Man, people gonna drive. That's all I'm gonna say. People gonna drive.
That's so terrible.
What kind of stones do you have to leave the courthouse and then just get into a car?
What kind of stone do you have to be? I don't like.
It's amazing.
That's so funny. How do you not see that coming? Was she like? Did she want to go to jail? Apparently.
Well, you know.
Is that what she
possibly
was going for? Like,
she may have been.
I don't understand. I really don't. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know if there's anything to understand, man.
Oh man.
All
right. What else we got?
From your groans, I hear that you've stumbled across the next DA of the week.
Yes.
Our second contestant. Is from Moberly, Missouri. Do you know where Moberly, Missouri is?
I don't know where anything in Missouri is.
Why don't you know where anything in Missouri is? I don't understand you. Why
would I?
I don't know.
I just found out about a thing called an ore husker.
That's true. An ore.
No, was it an ore husker?
What is it called? An ore digger.
Ore digger, ore husker. Sorry.
Yeah, don't mess it up that bad. I mean, we're trying to make good with this guy, and you're
Do we have anybody that lives in Montana that listens to us?
I don't think. I think that's like one of the few states that we actually don't have anyone listening to us.
Oh,
we have most of the states, which is great, but not Montana.
All right. Anyway.
Anyways, so a police police arrested a man who disguised himself while robbing a gas station. How did he disguise himself, you ask? Well, I just want to know where he got the underwear.
Did he go commando?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, what gives you, like, was he out in the parking lot, drops trow, takes his underwear out and puts it on his head?
So basically he has the underwear over his head, so it's upside down, and he has, I guess, his nose where the his nose is covered where the crotch is, and then he's peering out the two leg holes. And
I gotta know if his nose now has like jockey.
Did he get away with this?
Oh no.
Did he get caught?
Yes, he got caught.
Did they know who he was? Were they like, oh, Billy from down the street? Like everybody.
He's the only one that wears the whitey tighties. I mean,
maybe he got boxers and then couldn't figure out what to do with the whitey tighties. It was like, I got an idea.
It's like I've seen the stocking caps. I've seen, the hoodie.
Did he have a getaway
and
driver?
A mask?
Yeah, he has a hood. He's got a hoodie on.
I know. So why is he? What is he thinking? Number one,
I like this.
Number one, where have those been?
Oh, I don't know.
I got to know where those have been.
I don't know.
Like, as I said, did he get out of his car on his way in and just take them off?
Was he drunk? Like, how was this, like... I mean, seriously.
Ozzy, this comes back to what I've said
you can't
for years and years and years. If you are going to do something stupid, be smart about it. You posted, or you sent us an article today, right?
Yes.
Of the guy who was in charge of the bank vault at a bank.
Oh, no, that wasn't me, but I saw it, yes.
I guess it was Jeff. Jeff sent it to us this afternoon.
Yeah.
Guy is in charge of the bank vault. Is very, very particular about how he does it. He doesn't raise any suspicions.
Right. Skims right off the top. Just takes the books, everything. Like, everything was perfect.
Genius.
Yeah, he did it very well. And then goes on Facebook and posts photos of his Mercedes and wads of cash that he has. And he didn't see this coming. Like, gosh.
Ozzy,
I don't want to give criminals advice, but like...
If you're going to do something stupid, do it smart.
Maybe that's why they're criminals, is because they can't do the smart thing.
It's true. You always see the smart criminals in movies.
It's true.
That's
true.
Like, they're always in movies.
It's true.
And someone's got to have those ideas. I mean, I mean, if you were desperate enough to rob a place, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Just total hypothetical here, which would never happen. Underwear on the head? I mean, like in list of disguises, where is that on your list?
I mean, I think I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe it is a genius move because maybe that's all that anybody could focus on was the underwear on his head, and
Well, if that's the case, he should have worn some lingerie or something on his head.
I don't know. I get like the hose on the head, but I don't know. His method stinks.
Methodology fail.
No, nothing. No,
that's funny.
All right.
No, I heard it.
It wasn't. You're supposed to laugh. This is why I need Jeff so he can be disgusted at my jokes.
I'm sorry. I was eating Brussels sprouts.
How was that, by the way?
They're
What does your wife do to cook these?
I normally cook them.
That are so.
I normally cook them.
Amazing.
I normally cook them. Melissa cooked them tonight. Guys, I love my wife.
I love my wife, but I'm not entirely sure she's not going to listen to the show this week. That's what he's saying.
Oh, we'll have a discussion about this later, and I will thank her. I will thank her from the bottom of my heart that she cooked these beautiful Brussels sprouts. But Ozzy, she left the stems on them.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Like on the bottom?
I don't know, man.
Like on the bottoms? You're supposed to cut them so that they like... I told her that. I thought I did.
All right,
I'm not feeling it, Ozzy. I'm not feeling it.
So, we got the DAs. So those are DAs for the week.
So some of the DAs of the week. We have the woman who drives away from the courthouse after losing her license. We then have the thief in disguise.
Captain Underpants there.
Captain Underpants. And should we add in the bank guy? I mean...
The bank guy would have to, maybe.
He's definitely runners-up. I mean, we didn't really cover the story.
No, I think let's just leave it at those two. That way we can do a 50-50. So, but yeah, anyway. So advice to you, don't drive away if your license is suspended from the courthouse. And if you're going to be doing something that's going to involve robbing people, maybe try and plan it out a little bit more than putting underwear on your head.
I'm telling you, Ozzy, if you're going to do something stupid, at least be smart about it.
Just get a job.
Well, that works too. That seems like a lot of work, though.
Must have been a bad batch around here because Floyd County's went crazy in the last 4 days. When I finally got down here to the house to look to see what happened, the door was standing wide open. It looked like he was packing up for a yard sale when he come out. He was lying, throwing his hands, saying stuff like, I didn't do it, you know how roads do, and blaming on everybody else. He did pull a gun on me when I got back around the house because I guess he thought I was upset with him. Who steals a cheese grater? He's got the words, Lysol. He stole an empty bottle of spray. What got me the most was my soap. He stole my soap. Who steals soap?
Ozzy, you don't know what a porch pirate is?
I don't know what a porch pirate is. I've not heard this term. Is it like...
You live in the most populated area of the U.S. Well,
not really.
Kind of. I mean... The East Coast, it's like...
Oh, okay. We're going with that.
It's super populated, man.
Yes. I live on the, 1,200 miles of the East Coast? Yeah.
It's like all of it, the entire East Coast is like a big city, Ozzy.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Compared to what I drove through the last 3 days in South Dakota.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if we're going with that, yeah. I mean,
there was a stretch.
That's because people don't like to be cold. That's why.
There was a stretch I drove that I saw, and I kid you not, over 100 deer.
You know, the
and
problem is
zero people.
The problem is if Amazon can't figure out a way to get you your Prime package in 2 days, then you're living too far off the grid.
Yeah, but I'm not too far. Oh, so that may have been the only thing I saw up there was UPS trucks, actually, which is kind of ironic because I was wondering the same thing as I'm driving up there. Like there was one place I went to. It's in western Nebraska or western South Dakota. It's called Timber Lake or something. There's no lake there, and it's in the middle of nowhere.
Did you ever have to drive to northern South Dakota?
Well, it's northern South Dakota. It's on the border of North Dakota. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so as I'm driving back from there, I'm driving towards the city of Aberdeen, and Aberdeen's the hub where everything happens, and I see just truck after truck after truck of UPS trucks heading west. Because what are they doing? Well, they're going out to deliver packages out in literal no man's land 3 hours away.
Dude, can you imagine being a driver that has to deliver one package to some dude 2 hours away, and then your next package is a half-hour drive, and then the next one's a 40-minute drive?
That's what I do every day. When I'm up there,
secretly moonlighting
I
as
take pictures
of
houses.
Driver.
Take pictures of houses. No, that's literally my trips up there. I did.
Maybe you should drive for Amazon.
8 stops one day, 10 stops the next, and 20 stops the following day. It was bad. It was not good.
Yeah, it was
not good.
That's a lot of driving.
Yeah. Oh, it was 2,000, 3,000 miles. So it was not good. I think 2,500. So, anyways,
did you see any porch pirates?
I didn't see any porch pirates.
Bummer.
So porch pirates are people who steal the packages off your porches. We have a lot of them around here.
Really?
We do.
I don't think I've ever actually. I've seen the videos of this. I didn't know they were called porch pirates. I've seen the videos of people that take stuff or whatever, but I've never encountered anything that I know of that's nearby that this happens.
Yeah. So this was a big thing that hit our local hub town of Norfolk. There were tons of people just losing packages every day.
That's
and eventually someone caught them on a game cam and turned them in.
Yeah.
Which good for them. They were stealing medicine, they were stealing just everything.
Right.
Everything. If it was in a package, it was gone. And I mean that's just ridiculous and over the top. And anyways, so there was one story, I don't remember it wasn't in this article, but there was another woman who claimed she lost like 20 packages.
Wow.
It's like at some point, isn't there a point where you're like, no, that's enough? I won't take this anymore. Put it in a lockbox or something. Or
seriously,
I mean, 20 packages.
This is why Amazon has come up with the thing where it's like you can give them the code to your garage.
Yeah.
If you have a smart system.
Yeah.
And then when the driver gets there, they can type in the code, and then the garage opens, and they throw the package in, and then it closes. Or your trunk.
It's pretty
or your
smart
trunk too. So
it's smart. I like the idea.
It's interesting.
So
it's kind of creepy, but it's interesting.
It is. But man, I trust these delivery people. Like our delivery people, we see them every 3 days a week or something.
Yeah.
And they're like family now. I mean, they could just come in and crash on the couch if they needed to.
Porch pirates, though.
And so a Tampa, Florida family decided to take matters into their own hands when they saw that packages were missing from their porch.
Yeah.
So he got some surveillance equipment, and he lit up the front door, and they watched a guy come up and steal the packages. But daughter Nora was nice enough to leave a contribution to said packages. What was said contribution?
I don't know.
Old dirty diapers. Old dirty diapers. Took 3-day-old dirty diapers and put them in the package and left them to bake in the sun on the hot porch.
It's a pretty good idea.
I can't even imagine, like, people bake very easily in the Florida sun.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a package of dirty diapers.
It's horrible. I've seen that. This is actually a good idea. I have seen the ones where they make like this elaborate glitter cannon.
Yeah, that's weird.
That, like, when they open it up in the car, it just like blows glitter everywhere.
How does that work? Like, I've heard of it happening. I've never seen it.
I actually watched an in-depth video on how this guy made this thing, and he bought like 3 old cell phones, and then I mean it was
what was the cell phone use? Like, why the cell phones?
Basically, he bought the cell phones so that he could capture the guy, and so it could record everything that happened inside of the car and then transmit it, so that you could actually get the video for it.
Interesting.
So he bought, I think maybe it was 4 or 5 cell phones. He bought a cell phone for each corner of the box.
Wow.
And then it shows, like, when the person opens it up in their car, it would show their face and everything, and they would be, like, covered with glitter.
That's terrible. And
it's just covered.
You've got a daughter. You know glitter.
Oh, my gosh. It's everywhere, yeah. But I've seen stuff like that, but I don't know.
I mean,
porch pirates. Man.
How do you? We're in a day and age where I'd say probably half of our stuff is delivered.
Yeah.
Except for groceries, I guess. But even for some folks, groceries are delivered.
Yeah, you can do that now. That's a new thing that's being offered now, which is kind of weird.
I mean, our local supermarket does that. They offer that as a service.
Yeah.
Or they will deliver it locally in town, but they will also do that deliver to your car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, are we really getting to the point as a country or as a society where we're going to the place of not talking to anyone anytime?
Yes.
Like that kind of disturbs me, man.
Yes, because you don't need people to have a community anymore.
That disturbs me.
Isn't that crazy? I was watching this thing on VR stuff, virtual reality, which was interesting because they're trying to get. I mean, it really is taking off, unlike it did back in like the 90s when it first came out and everything.
They had a big push back then, and it wasn't very good.
Anyway, but I think it's going to take off. But it's interesting to like see all of these communities and stuff like that are online communities. You have like Half-Life,
right?
And then is it Half-Life? Not Half-Life. That's not what I meant.
Fortnite?
No, there's shoot.
I have no idea what you're thinking about, but that's okay.
But anyway, so they have all these online games that are actually just it's just large RPGs.
Oh, it's Second Life.
Second Life. That's what it is.
Yep.
Where it's just you take and you're just come up with a person and you interact with people that are online in this virtual reality.
That's
and
so weird.
I
can't do it.
It just means anybody who can abstain from all of that can rule the world. That's all it means. So it's going to become really easy pretty soon.
Well, good for us.
Wally. I take Wally as being very prophetic, maybe.
Yeah,
of a world that I see coming.
Maybe it's the fat guy in me, but I didn't like the movie.
I did. It was great.
Oh no, I didn't. I never was into it. I didn't like it.
What's wrong with you?
Probably no. I used to game quite a bit. Yes. I used to do Battlefield all the time.
Yes.
Used to have a blast. I loved that.
It's fun.
It was always as an excuse to hang with friends.
Yes. It's fun.
And it was fun, but I do realize that it wasn't in moderation like it probably should have been. And I gamed a lot. There was a lot of nights when Alyssa just went to bed and I was playing. And, now I don't know if it's starting the family or what it is, but I just like hanging out. And I think some of that started in college.
We were talking about this the other night. We had some people over the other night, and they were trying. My daughter was trying to drag Sarah off to go do something because we had friends over.
Yeah,
and Sarah's one of them, and Addie just loves her. And we were talking about this because and it's like, where did we get? Like, when did it transition where you're like a kid? You remember when you were a kid and your parents would have somebody over and you were always like, we need to be playing. If you're not playing, you're not being fun. It's not. And now it's like you're an adult and you're like, we're talking.
Yeah,
Talking's
I know.
Awesome.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yes.
I mean,
that was. Like, you don't need to be actively doing something unlike children.
Right.
But anyway.
It's like, I love that. It was part of the inspiration for the Front Porch Show. Was just hanging out and talking, spending time with people that you actually care about, and having quality conversations and discussing things, and not necessarily solving the problems, but bringing enlightenment to the problems and to the situations, and just spending time with people. Sunday afternoons we do lunch with our church family.
Okay.
We have a couple people that we have really gotten to know really well, and we do lunch every Sunday with them. And it's just one of those things. It's family dinner.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
We don't have time. We're so busy on Sundays. We don't have time to go and prepare a meal. We just don't have that kind of time on a Sunday afternoon because we've been there since 6 a.m. in the morning. And so we all go out to eat to lunch together. And it's honestly, it's the highlight of my week.
It's great.
Once or twice a month. It all depends. We have a group of guys that come over and hang out. And I shouldn't say guys and their wives who come over and hang out. And we just hang. We have a good time. And we may play some games. We may watch a movie. Who knows what we'll do. But we're spending quality time together.
Yeah.
And we typically will run a movie low enough to where we can talk over it.
Yes.
And like, if we've got something to talk about, we'll talk about that, even when the movie's going or football game is going, because that's what's important.
Yes.
It's the hanging out, it's the spending time with people. And
yes, it's the human interaction between people.
And so
I think that's a really good thing that happens because we have lunch at church every single Sunday. We have a super small church, there's like, I think 15 to 25 people max.
Right.
Anyway, so we do lunch Sunday. And I think it's good because, we have my kids who are all real young, under 7. And then you have all the older people in the church and everybody interacts.
Right.
So you get my kids that are interacting with older people in the church, all the way up through, literally all the way from teenagers to senior citizens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And knowing how to react to those people, and learning, sometimes I think that gets lost because people are so introverted now into their own worlds and only interacting with people that aren't real. Not to sound like a
no, you're right.
But
we have a big church. Our church is like 700, 800, 900 people, and it's hard sometimes when the church is when a church is that big, to really get to know people, and because most times people are segregated by age and stuff like that.
Right.
Which isn't necessarily a problem, because I understand that different age groups learn at different levels. There's nothing wrong with that. But one of the things that I really am so happy with our church about is to mimic what you said. On every fifth Sunday of the month, if there's a fifth Sunday, it's Family Sunday, and all the kids from 5 years old up come into worship with the parents.
Nice.
And they're there for the entire service.
Yep.
And
I'm a firm believer in that.
Spending time with the family and worshiping with them. Because this is about, it's about watching your family worship together, and learning from that experience.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, I think that there's a lot of things that children benefit from, looking to people who are older, even to the extremes of age, where it's like your kid is, my daughter is 7 years old, and she interacts with people that are into their 80s.
Absolutely.
And knows them and talks to them. You know what I mean? And just going through those even dramatic generational gaps.
Oh yeah. They have to.
Great.
Otherwise you end up, with a kid in high school who won't talk to someone who's the next generation higher than them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I see it happen all the time. And it's like, there should never be any uncomfortability. Is that even a word?
I don't think so.
Uncomfortability, uncomfort. I don't know, man. There shouldn't be any awkwardness when you're reaching outside of your generational group.
Right.
There just shouldn't. And it was funny. I had an experience probably 4 years ago now, where I was supposed to have a meeting with someone from our church, one of the elders. And this was just to talk to him and learn more about the church and everything. And so I sat down with one of the elders, and he was probably 30. He's probably 30 or 40 years, probably 40 or 50 years my senior.
Right.
And I gotta say, I felt intimidated, and I had to kind of take a step back and reevaluate, because it's like, I don't need to be intimidated.
Right.
I mean, he's just a person. He's been through a lot more than I have, and he can tell me so much that I need to know, and so much experience.
We need to go out, but we need to talk about that article that you sent about those the old geezers or whatever that was.
Oh yes,
we can talk about that next.
Yeah, let's talk about that next.
That was cool. So let's cut out, and then we'll go back to that.
Great idea. We'll be right back.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
We eat ribs and whatnot and listen to salsa music. You see where I'm coming from?
I do like salsa music.
Free ponies for all Americans, one of the overlooked issues in America today.
It's true. It's true.
Vermin Supreme should run in Britain.
Ooh. I mean,
that would be funny.
Honestly, he's probably more conservative than Corbyn. Okay. Did you watch the Grand Tour?
The new episode? Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
I don't want to give out any spoilers.
I did. It was
good.
It was good.
Clarkson was slamming Corbyn the entire episode. And it was so funny.
It was good.
So funny.
It was good. It was not a terrible episode. It was fine. It's like they changed the entire format of it. So now it's not, instead of it being a lot of episodes, it's going to be more like them doing their what do they call them?
They're specials. They're
like the specials where it's like it's an hour and a half. So less about
my only thing. Yeah, that was rough on me.
But it's not a dramatically uncommon thing.
I understand that this was more of who they are.
Yes.
This is more of who they are, but they did not emphasize the cars as much. In fact, they didn't emphasize cars at all on this.
At all.
In fact, that was a running joke in the episode.
I think that's part of the irony, though. You know what I mean?
I
don't know. I think it's that British, that British humor of trying to like be avant-garde and kind of tick people off at the same time being really funny.
So everyone was trying to take it the wrong way, and like everyone's trying to pull, like, all these dumb clickbait articles are trying to throw it off as James May doesn't like the other two, because he has always made comments about not liking them and not wanting to spend time with them, and like ever since I can remember, and yet he's back.
He's still there. Out of how many years has it been? It's been, I think it's literally been
25 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't on the first season of Top Gear. I think he came in like second season.
Yep. Yeah.
Or something. But I mean, like, you're like,
it's so funny.
Everything about all three of those and how they interact with one another is all just TV personality.
Yes,
like, I mean, I'm sure that it's true, but it's overemphasized for TV, which makes it hilarious.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt.
That's why I love it. So,
without a doubt.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. It's on Amazon Prime.
So Clarkson is doing his own farming show, where he bought a farm.
Yes.
And then,
that ought to be good too.
And then May is doing a travel show.
Yeah.
Where he travels the world and eats food. Basically,
I'm
like
all for that.
Basically, like,
is Hammond going to do a show about like what's the best way to crash a car? Or
well, that's honestly what I was wondering.
how to crash an electric car.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, wow.
We're so cruel.
Well, that's rough. That's rough. That's funny.
See if you can get them on our show.
That would be fantastic.
Can you imagine the ratings? We go from like 12 listeners to like 3
million.
Hey,
don't undersell us. Don't undersell us.
All right.
Don't
13.
undersell us. Well, 12 listeners a day.
So speaking of advice, which none of us were talking about.
No, we weren't giving anyone advice.
So you posted this article on the Facebook page, which, check it out. Let us know. It's about the Old Coots. The Old Coots gang sets up a table at the farmer's market to give out life advice.
How great is that?
Brilliant. So it's these. It looks like these 6 people. 2 women, 4 men. I'm assuming because in some of the photos it changes how many people, so I'm assuming it's just random older people who are the Old Coots, and they have a sign that says "Old Coots giving advice." It's probably bad advice, but it's free.
It's so genius.
I love this so much. It's so good. Oh my goodness,
it's beautiful.
I think that this is a great way, and like I said, like it is at a farmer's market. They have a little tent. They have, they're sitting right next to other people or other stands and things that are open, and they just have a table, and they're just these older people just sitting around, and I guess people just come up to them and ask them for advice or talk, or I think it's hilarious.
I think it's beautiful. To what we were talking about last segment, I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Every Saturday morning they meet at so they were meeting at a Salt Lake deli, Salt Lake City deli.
Of course.
Every Saturday morning.
Of course they were.
And they were getting tired of the same old conversation that they had. Which I don't know how you get tired of the same old conversation.
Someday when we're old coots, we can.
But still. Granted, every time I walk into the gas station and there's guys sitting there, I hear the same conversation every gas station I walk into.
It's true.
So, what's the weather going to be like today? I don't know. You look outside yet? I mean, pretty much what it is. So Salt Lake City Deli, they were meeting every week, and they got tired of the same old conversation. So they decided that their friend group of 7 of them were going to spend their Saturday mornings sitting at a card table in the farmer's market and tell people they're dispensing free advice.
It's so good.
So, this is a quote. This is a quote from Tony Caputo. He's the ringleader. We were sitting outside, bored stiff from talking to each other, and I said, you know what? I'm going to get us a booth across the street at the farmer's market where we can give advice. And that's what he did. They hung up their banner, and they're dishing out their own advice.
Yes. Yeah. He said it started as a joke, but it became a phenomenon, and then apparently somebody told us the other day we were the most popular attraction at the market.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
Oh man!
I think it's
we gotta
funny.
see if we need to see if Jeff Soul is old enough to join these people.
Well, right. I don't know if they'd accept him as Karen though.
They'd probably give him advice about it though.
I bet
goodness.
they would.
I love this. This is the coolest thing that I have seen for a while.
You know, I reached out to our Facebook fans today, and I told them that if they had any advice they needed to reach out. And we didn't get anyone who reached out. But granted, it is a Saturday.
This is like exactly what we do on a scale of less experience.
It's true. Now, I guarantee we could give just as much useless information as they do, like, where can I find someone to love? Or why does my cat pee on everything in the house? Or have I put in enough time at my new job to take a 1-week vacation? I mean, those are all questions that need answers. And we can give those. So I'm going to extend this out to the Front Porch family. Any advice, no matter how big, no matter how small, call the message line, leave us a text, do something, send us your questions. And we will spend a segment next week, should we have enough of them, and discuss your issues. And we'll even mention your name if you want us to. I mean, it's up to you.
Probably be bad advice, but it'll be free.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Each Saturday, the old coots have solved the issues of 30 to 40 people who have come by each Saturday morning. It started as a joke, and now it's a phenomenon.
It's cool.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
It is a great way. And you know what it is it's not that I think it's the sign that makes the whole thing. Because, without that sign, no one would ever talk to them. But because the sign is so ridiculously funny, and these guys absolutely don't take themselves seriously. We do, so just be prepared for that.
Well, right.
But because they don't take themselves seriously, that's a great way to get people to open up. I love it.
It's a great way to just get people to talk.
This is great. I cannot wait till I am 60 and I'm going to convince my wife that I need to go do this, and she'll probably be like, get out of the house.
Well, then that's free license to go to the farmer's market now, isn't it?
There you go. We have them. We got them.
Yeah.
It's New Jersey, baby. The Garden State. We got farmer's markets.
Okay, so is that just is the whole Garden State thing like a joke?
Yes. No. It absolutely is not.
Okay.
It's quite serious. I can pull up statistics for you. It is drastically serious about being the Garden State. Yes. Oh yeah.
Well, what are we talking about? Gardens? Are we talking about we've got
produce.
Botanical garden? Really?
Produce. Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
See, I was always thinking flower gardens, but whenever I drove through Newark, there were no flower gardens.
No, not that. It is produce, man. That is exactly what it is.
Produce.
One of the huge exports that we have is cranberries.
No.
Yep. So Ocean Spray, based out of New Jersey.
Really?
Yep. So
what in the world?
Yeah. It's pretty great.
I mean, I knew there were chicken farms.
There's tons of stuff. There's tons of stuff. It is crazy.
Really?
I never would have believed it either. It's
cranberries.
It's cranberries.
Where are they growing these cranberries?
It's up in, hold on a second, Chatsworth, New Jersey.
Really?
They have a cranberry festival, which is amazing. I'm just saying, freshly picked cranberries are mad good.
Like they're not sour? Like
Oh, no, they are. They're tart, but they're like super good. Like they're still kind of sweet.
Oh.
They're not like bitter. They're really good, and they have a really good like crunching pop that they have.
See, I do. Do you do?
They're mad good.
I don't know if we talked about this last week. Did we talk about cranberry sauce?
I don't know. Did we?
Did we? I don't think we did. Do you do cranberry sauce?
I'm not a huge fan.
Really?
My wife loves it. My wife likes it.
I'm a fresh cranberry sauce guy. I make fresh cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Got to be fresh. Can't be.
Now, all right. So
can't be out of the can.
We had frozen cranberries that we bought from the store because why would we buy fresh cranberries in the state that exports them?
Well, right.
So my kids have not eaten cranberries. They really haven't. We haven't been to the festival in a couple of years, so none of them remember anything about cranberries. And so we had them out because we were waiting for to make cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving and everything like that. So this was a couple weeks ago.
Wait. What town is this? What town is this?
What?
With the cranberries?
Chatsworth, New Jersey. I believe it's Chatsworth.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, so my kids see cranberries in the refrigerator.
Oh my goodness! There's cranberry bogs.
There's
cranberry bogs in Chatsworth, New Jersey.
Yeah, there is. And so my kids were like, I don't know what they thought they were. I'm thinking cherries is what they thought they were. I'm like, they're cranberries, and they're like, that's fine. And I'm like, they're pretty bitter and sour. That's fine. We'll be fine. And so cut the bag open, and they dumped cranberries into Tupperware containers that they were going to eat.
Oh.
Each one of them sat at the table, popped one cranberry in, and looked at me with the like biggest eyes of betrayal in their life. And it was hilarious.
Funny.
I was like, I told you guys, they're sour, man. And they just, I mean, the 3-year-old looked at me like I had betrayed his trust and would never be trusted again. But fresh cranberries, man, oh my gosh, they sell them with in the gallon bags.
Yeah.
And they literally came off of being harvested like the day before, and they are so good. So good. Just saying. So check it out.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm seeing where the bogs are.
They're huge. It's crazy.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, I found them. Good heavens.
Mm-hmm.
Good heavens. There is a bunch of old bogs that are no longer used.
Right.
Up north near the actual town. But
this crazy.
This is down south of the town. This is this is along 563 Route 563, Green Bank, Chatsworth Road. Pine Island Cranberry Company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. There's so many cranberries. So we have this guy in Vermont named Cranberry Bob.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it was. And he grew cranberries. And he grew cranberries.
At least he fit his name.
It's the Vermont Cranberry Company, I believe. And they are Vermont-grown cranberries. And
they do some crazy stuff how they harvest all that. It's crazy.
This was all done by hand.
Whoa.
That's a
lot.
Man, I think it was I forget where it was. I think it was Montpelier, Vermont, up there somewhere. And we would use his cranberries when I was working at Champlain Orchards. We would use his cranberries in our cider. We'd make a cranberry cider. And Cranberry Bob was a fascinating man. But yeah, all done by hand, all the harvesting. Sorting and everything was done by hand, no machinery. It was a fascinating thing.
Yep.
But this obviously is a very substantial farm. Or farms.
Yes.
I guess. And it looks like it looks like they built more. Like
they're huge.
They're building newer acres
and acres of them. Yeah, it's crazy.
It looks like they're just expanding bogs and.
Yep.
My goodness gracious.
Yep.
So huge. Many. So for the audience who doesn't quite know what we're talking about, cranberries are grown on bushes, on the ground. They're ground bushes. Very much like wild blueberries. And then they flood the fields, and they drive through these fields with beaters, and they beat the bushes.
And then the cranberries
float to the top.
And then
because there's a little air bubble in it.
Yep.
It's such a fascinating undertaking.
Yeah.
And I did not realize there were that many cranberry. Like, dude, that's a lot of cranberries.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
So
wow.
Here you go. Agriculture in New Jersey as of 2008. Sorry, it's a little old.
Okay, so they grow cranberries. That's it.
So 2008, agriculture is the third largest industry in New Jersey, behind pharmaceuticals and tourism, generating $65 billion a year.
Cranberries. Well, I mean, not just cranberries, but
not just cranberries. The state ranks second in the country, producing both culinary herbs and blueberries. It boasts more than Yep, a full 806,000 acres, or 17% of the state, is still comprised farmland.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So,
I mean, that's not much. But then again, I'm from Nebraska, so
right.
Not to insult you any.
Yeah, but Nebraska ain't called the Garden State.
It's true. It's not called the Garden State.
But anyway,
it's called the Corn State.
New Jersey does grow a lot.
What is Nebraska called?
Of produce.
Cornhusker State?
Yeah.
Cornhusker State? No. Yeah. What? I live here. What's the motto? Like,
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know. Why are you asking me? Why would I know?
Yeah, it's the Cornhusker State, right?
Right.
And that's what it's called, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. It's the Cornhusker State. Oh my goodness!
Wow, way to be on that.
So, I mean, yeah. You know what? Never mind. I'm out.
Did you see where Biden wants to take me to the back of the barn? Me. Some things in life you could really love doing. I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair.
I really am very smart.
I am a young, vibrant man. The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. We will make America great again.
Ozzy, this week, a lot of crazy stuff happening with Trump. One of the things that really came into my sights was the fact that hospitals were suing Trump to keep prices secret. And so, most people don't care what it costs to go to the hospital because they've got insurance, right? And sometimes they're a little bit concerned about the copays, especially if they got like a 25% copay.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when you're talking about emergency care, you're not worried about where you're going. No. You just need to get it done.
Not unless you have a cat scratch and think you have
right. Cat scratch fever, buddy. Speaking of songs that are terribly inappropriate that people don't.
No, we're not.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Don't go listen to it, folks. Don't listen to it by Ted Nugent.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. So hospitals don't have to be forthright and transparent about their prices. They don't have to tell you what it costs. They don't have to do really anything. They basically tell you after the fact They give you an approximation, maybe, and then they'll tell you after the fact when they go to insurance or send you the bill.
Right.
And because they've got all these fees tacked on, and they nickel and dime you, and $800 for a Motrin.
Right.
Because yeah. So, anyways, hospitals were suing Trump to keep the prices secret. And Ozzy, you said he won.
That's what I saw.
So
that's what I
Trump,
saw. I'll have to pull that up. That's what I saw, was that he won on that.
Because that's incredible. Because that's kind of big. If he won on that, I didn't see if he won or not. I just know that they were going to court over this. Because Trump wants insurers and hospitals to actually show the real costs and real prices to patients, not some made up price that just Because here's the funny thing, insurance companies sit there and they negotiate prices, and it's so, I don't know, it's such a convoluted thing, I guess. There's a hospital organization or a conglomerate down in Oklahoma City that lists everything. And they found that when they started listing their prices, other hospitals started coming into check. And they found that a lot of their prices were half or less than competing hospitals.
Interesting.
And it was fascinating to read that. Some stuff was like 25% of the cost of another hospital.
Yeah.
And so people are scheduling surgeries, non-emergency surgeries down there in Oklahoma because this group is being forthright about their costs, which means insurance companies know about it. And that being said, they don't take Medicare. They'll take private insurance, some private insurances.
It's going to be interesting to see how this works out, because these hospitals are all unionized.
Yeah.
So you're going to be, you're legitimately going up against unions for money. And I'm not saying, I'm kind of torn between this, because I don't necessarily disagree with the fact of hospitals charging money or enough money, because you're talking about care and specialized people that are taking care of you.
Yeah, see, I don't have a problem if a hospital wants to charge more. That's not a problem to me.
Right.
It's the free market.
Right. So I think it's going to be an interesting thing to find how this is going to affect these hospitals, or whether or not he's actually going to be able to get away with it. Apparently, Trump hasn't won.
Oh, yeah,
so
he hasn't won yet.
I saw something that was an old article. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, basically, it's kind of in limbo from what I understand. So we'll see how it goes. But it's
fascinating. If this goes through and hospitals have to reveal their prices, hey, it's going to be big.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting.
I think prices would drop. But that's just an uneducated old coot opinion of me.
They might. We'll see. We'll see.
We gotta mention the impeachment. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that.
Yeah.
Because frankly, I don't care enough. I'm just kidding. That's what Jeff would say.
This is what Jeff and Tombstone get for not being on.
That's what Jeff would say. Jeff would say, I don't care enough. So the impeachment was interesting because it got through the Judiciary Committee this week. Judiciary Committee sent it on to the full House, who now has to debate it and figure out what parts of it they want to keep.
So hopefully John Stamos will be able to figure out what's going on.
Oh, what's up with John Stamos?
No, Full House.
Oh, sorry.
Don't make me explain the jokes.
By the way, Aunt Becky's in big trouble.
Again?
Yeah. She's mad. Gosh. She's mad. Anyways. Not that I care.
Not that we derailed that at
all.
Not
that I care.
You can tell we really care about this part.
I know. So anyways, the impeachment went on to the full House. The House is going to take a look at it. They're going to vote on it. Odds are, well, I can't say odds are they're going to impeach him because there's something like 30 House of Representative members on the Democratic side who are in swing areas who probably will not end up voting for it or may not end up voting for it.
Yeah, got to be careful with those elections coming up.
Exactly. So that'll be very interesting to watch. The Senate's going to take it if it is impeached. The Senate's going to take it. Everyone who's running for president can't do any campaigning if they're in the Senate.
Right.
And so that puts a big kibosh on the campaigns.
Yep.
So Warren's out, Harris is out, Booker's out. I mean,
interesting.
Very, very interesting.
It's interesting.
One of the things that I was thinking this week, it doesn't matter how unethical or illegal your actions are when you're in government.
Okay.
Now, just ponder that for a second.
All right.
It only matters if the establishment doesn't like it. Okay. So
all right.
Think about this. Obama and Bush lied to us about domestic spying. Patriot Act. Snowden. Snowden revealed a lot of that to us. So did Assange. Okay. Clinton lied under oath.
No.
Obviously. And all three of us have gotten us into conflicts overseas.
And Epstein didn't commit suicide.
And so what I was thinking this week, and I know it sums up very, very simply as this. It's not this whole impeachment process is not about what's right or wrong. It's about politics. No one cares.
You just came to that?
No, I don't know. I was just thinking about it this week, and it just all summed up as that. Like, literally from either side of the aisle, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just politics. Mm-hmm. This is not about fixing a wrong or fixing a right, because there's nothing going to fix itself out of this.
No, it's because one group of people don't like another group of people.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's not. It's as simple as that. It's just like a preschooler at school where it's just like, I don't like that kid.
Right.
And there's no actual reason other than, you know what I mean, or not an actual reason, but it's all I don't know. It's all justified in just saying I don't like this person because I don't like this person, other than actually having grievances against them to come up with.
If this were about ethics and if this were about what right and wrong, the entire Congress should have been against Bush, Clinton, Obama, and Trump. We should have been up in arms. Every American should have been up in arms. This isn't about sides.
Listen, they don't want us to take up arms.
Easy there.
We'll talk about Virginia later.
Oh boy. No, the whole thing just frustrates me because I don't know. As I was thinking about it this week, with all of the very flamboyant hatred of Trump,
right?
I'm not going to like. I'm at 55% that I'd vote for him right now.
Somewhere.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
It's terrible.
Tombstone just turned over in the bed or something.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Like, and I didn't vote for him last election. Wasn't planning on voting for him this election.
Right.
But it's the terrible aggressiveness. So
isn't it stupid though that it has to come down to that?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous that it's making people so pissed off on both sides that everybody's, going to one side or the other to just, like the people who don't even like Trump are getting onto the Trump bandwagon just because they have to crush the other people.
Just because I'm sick and tired of the politics.
Right.
I'm really sick and tired of the politics.
It's idiotic. And it's not even that Trump is, Trump, yes, is better, but he's not an amazing
the $1 trillion
deficit
per year says that he's not better.
Right.
But it's like,
right. And I, and I can't say that I have a ton against him. It's one of those things where it's like, for me, he is not the ideal president.
No.
He's better than the alternative. I will give you that. But like it even makes me want to vote for him.
That's my problem right now.
I don't feel comfortable voting for him.
So I'm sitting with some friends a couple weeks ago, and I won't name names, but it was a very interesting conversation I was having, and I made the comment that well, at least the right isn't as violent as the left, and now that was slightly erroneous on my part, I admit, but I was thinking the Sandman situation in Washington, D.C., when the guy got in the kid's face, started screaming at him. Yeah. Different situations around the country where people have clocked people for wearing a Trump hat.
Right.
And so,
insane.
So, anyways, there was a situation where some guy, his lawyer claimed that the reason he attacked this kid for not standing for the flag was because he in his head, in his delusions, thought that he was following what Trump said.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It's
the
defense.
The devil made me do it.
The defense was he was following his commander-in-chief because he was former military. And anyway, so that was the argument, right?
It doesn't
pure
stupidity. That doesn't excuse stupidity.
So my point behind saying all that was there is violence and stupidity on both sides.
Absolutely.
But and there's tons of ignorance on the Trump side.
Yeah.
And there's delusion on the liberal side.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there going,
now, where does that put all of the people that are in the middle?
I don't know. That's because where I am.
Is it this extreme? Is it that, is it just that there are two extremes? Or is it just there are small minorities on both extremes that are forcing all of the rest of the group to side to one or the other?
I was thinking about
what I mean?
I was thinking about this the other day. Yeah. I think the people that we hear talking are trying to drive people to extremes.
Right.
And are in the extremes. So you've got folks on the right like Ben Shapiro and Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh and John Hannity and all those people. You've got people on the left like Maddow and may he rest in peace, Alan Combs. Who else?
News organizations.
Well, right. CNN. MSNBC, all those.
Right.
They're all on the left and they're fighting against each other, and you only hear what they are willing to report.
Right.
And so they are reporting their biases.
Right.
And so when my friend talks about how, the right is violent, he's not wrong.
Right.
There are people who are crazy on the right.
Yes.
Who are attacking people. But there's also just as many on the left who are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And the problem is that that type of hyperbole drives me farther towards Trump. Yeah. And I hate to even say that.
And the frustrating thing is that you can't, there is no... That's the problem with the two-party system that we have.
Yeah.
That we have been forced into two parties, and both of the parties have these huge groups that are controlling everything and want to stay in power.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't, there's no good way of breaking it out. I don't know if there's just going to be a revolution someday where everybody's just going to you're going to have the two minorities on either side of the parties, and everybody is just going to go, you know what, we're done with this, and then vote for somebody completely different.
Well, we certainly won't be voting for the libertarian candidate because they're,
they get smoked all the time. But do you know what I mean? That's the problem, is there's just not a good alternative.
No.
And you have both of these parties which are extremely questionable.
Every single person I talk to, except I shouldn't say every single person I talk to. A lot of people I talk to are like us. They're kind of in the middle. They're saying, is this all we get?
Yeah.
Is this all we get? Why isn't there more?
Right.
Why isn't there another option?
Exactly. And that's the thing is you have like these two majorities on either side that are controlling everything, and they crush all of the potential opposition.
See, I'm not.
And so unless you're part of one of these big names, Republican or Democrat, unless you're part of one of these and getting the backed support by them, unless you're like extremely wealthy and can actually do whatever you want to in your own campaign and independently fund yourself, you're not going to make it. And even then
you probably won't, because you won't have an R or a D by your name.
Right.
Because everyone's sworn to those letters,
right.
all the voting populace.
And then you have all of the senators and all the congressmen and everybody else who are all in power that are part of one of those two. Just
it's such a mess. It's an absolute chaos.
This is why we need a parliament system like England, or maybe not a parliament system, but we need a system in England where it's like they all just sit across from each other and scream at each other.
Yes, yeah.
But they say, the honorable delegate from blah 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 is a complete moron.
Yeah,
like,
great?
at least do it civilly, something like that.
Right. Please make sure when you stand up you're wearing your wig.
Exactly. I gotta give it to them with that though. It's freaking hilarious.
Do they wear wigs anymore?
I believe they do. Yes.
See, the last pictures I saw in Parliament, I didn't see wigs.
I don't know. Maybe
I think the judges do. The judges in the courtrooms do.
Let's see.
But I don't know if. Man, here's breaking news. Breaking information here on the Front Porch Show. You spelled Parliament wrong.
Shut up. That's what Google's for.
Just telling you. Okay, court dress. Supreme Court judges. Okay.
Supreme Court and Parliament ceremonies.
Oh, that's it?
Oh, it's Losing the Wigs 2017.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, oh well.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
At least they have to be kind when they insult each other.
Well, that's Britain for you. Actually, that's Canada. That's Canada.
It's hilarious. Yeah, but if we get Canada, we get that one. Who was that crazy guy in Canada?
What
was his name? He was a quack, man.
Man. Oh.
He was the one that smoked pot and all that other
crack.
stuff.
He smoked crack while on. Yeah. He died.
Oh.
Yeah. You're insulting the dead.
So much. I'll take my wig off to him.
You're a jerk. It's Chris Farley's brother. What's his name? No, he's not he looks like Chris Farley. You thought I was serious, didn't you?
I was like, no, he wasn't. Was he?
It's like, I'm going to be in a van down by the Toronto River.
For example, the first thing that we make now, instead of a cuckoo clock, see, this is a poo-poo clock. And what we did see is we took them turds and we crammed them in between the number there, so that's 130, 230, 330. The turds are all local. We just go out and track the moose, and wherever the moose are, they're going to take a crap. And I have found that when a moose takes a dump, you walk about 50 yards in any direction and they take another dump. And when a moose takes a dump, they'll crap out between 200 and 400 turds every time they take a crap. So it's like I get $5 a turd for these things, so I get jumping right up and down. I get excited when I see a turd.
Ozzy,
that lady's amazing.
She really is, and she's exactly how she sounds.
Oh yeah,
she's exactly how she sounds. Lives in a beautiful house in northern Maine. Picks up turds.
Turds.
Oh man. Ozzy, our next story takes us to Kampala, Uganda.
Oh goodness.
Where Joe RWAMIRAMA.
Where's Tombstone? Ramirama. 48.
Ramirama.
Capilla.
Yeah, he says that his farts repel mosquitoes. He claims that there's companies actually trying to make insect repellent from his farts.
No.
Now, he claims that no one in his home village has ever actually contracted malaria because of his knockout powers. Ozzy, he claims that he has a 6-mile impact radius. I mean, can you imagine the crop dusting prowess of this man?
Is this what he does? Is walks around all day just crop dusting everything he can?
I mean, yes, I suppose.
Oh, these poor people. They're probably...
I mean...
so bad.
What an incredible...
Like,
what an
there
incredible
goes
thing.
Crop Duster Joe.
I mean... Wow. So this gentleman claims his back blast caused mosquitoes to vanish. And but out of respect for people, he only lets a booty bomb when no one's around.
Is it out of respect for people, or
out
do
of
people
out of
leave?
out of respect for
Is
people?
that why they can't prove any of this? Is because no one's ever witnessed it?
When the chief of his village heard about Joe's gift for flatulence, he took him in to help mop out the mosquitoes infesting their surroundings.
No, listen, you missed a huge part of the article right here. It said, all right, here we go. Ready? If true, are you? So this is talking
I'm ready.
This is talking about his 6-mile radius. It says, if true, that would make his fallout zone larger than that of the atomic bomb which destroyed Hiroshima in 1945. It's got a greater blast radius than an atomic bomb.
I mean, I mean,
so it wouldn't even matter if people. So it doesn't really even matter if people are around or not, because they're going to get a whiff of it within that 6-mile radius.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't seem that way.
Oh my goodness, this is so bad.
I don't understand.
This guy has gotten his moment in the fame.
He says, I smell like a normal man and I bathe daily. But my human hydrogen bombs.
I smell like a normal man and bathe daily too, and my wife still thinks I stink.
But my human hydrogen bombs are just like everyone else, but they're dangerous to small insects, especially mosquitoes.
His farts gets rid of disease.
I mean,
because there are no mosquitoes around to bring the malaria. This is so bad. Can you imagine being the guy from The Sun that got sent down there to go talk with this man?
Oh, I know. Imagine buying a Raid can with his face on it. Oh my goodness gracious!
I like it.
So Joe's made these claims, but the two companies linked to him have not been identified, and the claims could not be verified. So,
oh my goodness! All right, wait, where is he from again?
He's from Kampala, Uganda.
Uganda,
right?
How big is Uganda? Why don't they just have this man like? You would think that he would be greater on the radio, because if you get, let's see, so basically all he has to do is 4 H-bombs, and you've got like a 24-mile radius. That's pretty good. I mean, this man, this is not a gift. This is a superpower.
This
man is going to be in the next Avengers movie.
I hate to say this.
He's going to kill Ant-Man. That's what's going to happen.
I hate
it's going to be the next Ant-Man villain. That's what's going to happen.
Ozzy.
Yes.
Ozzy, we got owned.
What's that?
We got owned. This is a South African parody news article.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm not. I just found this out. Just
because it doesn't say the Babylon Bee on it, you can't.
Yeah, this is it's Alea News, which is
good job.
It's yeah. Well,
wow.
we got owned.
Way to sort that out. Thanks.
All
right,
sorry.
listen. I actually have a story that's not a parody that is actually quite funny.
Well, I like this then.
All right, so this was sent in by a listener of ours. And it is I guess it's a Florida teen story.
Florida man.
It's not a Florida man. It's a Florida teen.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming is male because of what it is. All right. So a school bus driver in Manatee County, Florida.
Whoa. That's where my parents live.
Oh, no. You should ask him about this.
That's hilarious.
Text your mom.
That's so funny.
All right. So anyway, school bus driver in Manatee, California. Manatee County, Florida. Jeez Louise, where am I going? Evacuated all of the passengers because of an overwhelming odor of Axe body spray. School officials told WFTS Tampa Bay.
Wow.
So, the outlet reported that the bus, which was taking students home from the Buffalo Creek Middle School, stopped at 119th Avenue Avenue East and Erie Road. The driver made all of the kids exit the vehicle while he called emergency services.
Oh my goodness.
The EMS reported to the scene and evacuated the children, determining that there was not a health hazard present due to the that there was not a health hazard present due to the excessive use of fragrance. The second bus was also dispatched to carry the children for the remainder of the route.
Guys, if there's any teenagers listening to the show or parents with children,
take away the axe.
Let's have a real moment here.
Take away.
Guys, Axe is not deodorant.
Well,
Axe,
actually, it is deodorant.
Technically, I guess it is.
We're talking about the body spray. The body spray, please use it in moderation, for heaven's sake.
No. Don't use it. Don't use it. It does not work as advertised. I can tell you that. It does not work as advertised. I had roommates in college who used it all the time. It doesn't work as advertised. Okay? It doesn't. Do you remember college, walking out of your room at like 7:57 in the morning, running to class?
Yep.
And you'd almost walk out to this cloud of Axe?
Yep.
I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
All right. Well, here you go. Here's a great reason. All right. So if you read down a little bit lower in the article, it goes on to tell you that Axe has also been involved in one fatality.
What?
In 2008, a British adolescent died after spraying an excessive amount of lanks.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Whatever the called. I don't know
Lynx.
the name.
Lynx.
I don't know. I don't do Axe body spray.
It's what it's called
Lynx.
in Britain, I believe.
The name. So it's the name of Axe. In a small bathroom. He sprayed it in a small bathroom. The post-mortem investigation revealed that the compound present sprayed. It triggered his cardiac arrhythmia in the boy. Yikes. That's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, be careful. Don't spray it in enclosed spaces.
What was it?
That's crazy.
Anchorman.
That's crazy.
Oh, that. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. Never mind.
So
all I'm
anyway,
saying, 60% of the time it works every time.
The moral of the story. I'm trying. The moral of the story is, please. There's so many other ways to.
It doesn't even smell good. Like it doesn't smell good at all. And when every teenage boy smells exactly like that,
it's like
it's like the smell of BO and Axe.
You remember Clarkson on the latest episode?
Yes. Just stands there spraying on the deodorant.
Those poor women. Oh my gosh.
I gotta ask you, Ozzy. Stick or spray?
Stick.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the spray, so that's just weird. That's weird to me.
Yeah, no.
Can't do that. No.
I am sophisticated. I have cologne.
Oh, wow.
So that I wear once a week on Sundays.
Deodorant or antiperspirant?
Deodorant.
Okay.
Not antiperspirant and all natural.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Just saying. Arm & Hammer makes some solid stuff.
I don't go the all natural route. I'm sorry.
So
I'm pretty hippie, but not that hippie. I'm with the Pure Sport Old Spice.
Ooh, I love Old Spice. I do love Old Spice.
Not the cologne. Not the cologne. Then you smell like an old man. Not going for the old man smell.
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
all
really, you like that? Really?
I do actually. Yeah, I grew up with that stuff, man.
My grandfather. Yeah, my grandfather used it. He had that funny bottle sitting on his,
Yeah, my dad was all over like intense amounts of whatever it was, like Polo, all of those.
Oh, really?
All of those.
Really?
Oh yeah, all those old fragrances and stuff, and I hated them as a kid.
Interesting, but the nostalgia factor.
But I love them now.
Yeah.
Like I really do. For some reason, like some of them are a little much still, but for the most part, like it's hilarious that I've like kind of adopted my dad's fragrance sense.
Isn't that interesting?
So
I
think it is pure nostalgia, to be honest with you. So
I never did the cologne or anything.
Yeah.
Never really liked it. It just was like, I don't know, maybe I'm weird.
Yeah.
But it's like
you are.
As long as I'm not sweating like a pig and I've got my deodorant on, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yep.
Feeling
there you go.
Pretty solid.
There you go. And on that bombshell.
But no Axe. No Axe.
You know what Axe is good for? Not saying it's flammable, but it might be.
I was going to say, if you hold a match out in front of it, does it? Oh. Did you ever see the movie back in the day, Arachnophobia?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It is a cornhole tournament fundraiser. Cut the crap.
I don't know what that had to do with Virginia, but that's where we're headed next, Ozzy.
We're going to cut the crap. That's what we're doing.
There you go. Overwhelming, I guess, majority of Virginia is now, the government is now Democratic. Governor Northam.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Governor Northam. Anyways, so they're trying to pass some new gun laws in the state of Virginia, and basically, well, it's a catch-all. It's a catch-all. Notice by the way, you bring up that article. What's the top thing that pops up there when you type in Virginia gun laws new?
Mike Bloomberg 2020.
Yep, there you go. Every time you type in gun something, he pops up now. By the way, on Google. Not that, yeah. Anyways. So anyways, these laws are anything with a detachable magazine.
You are wrong.
Man, you Googled gun something. And it didn't pop up. Just type in gun. Just type in gun.
No.
Type in gun magazines. We're fishing here. Oh, no, it didn't pop up.
No.
Interesting. Firearms?
Well, just to burst your... But listen, just keep going with the article.
Anyways. So Virginia's trying to pass huge gun control laws. No AR-15 rifles. No detachable magazines on firearms. No, coming after anything that can take a magazine with over a 10-round capacity, meaning all semi-automatic handguns are gone because they can take a 10-round or over magazine. Okay.
Wait, so they're not limiting the magazine?
Not limiting the magazine. It's if it can take more than 10-round magazine.
That's like...
everything.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's everything. That's the
a
point.
Lot of stuff, yeah.
Anyways, the interesting thing is what? I sent you guys an article a couple days ago.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Or a picture a couple days ago. Something like 70 different communities in Virginia have said they're not going to follow the law.
Interesting. How's that going to work out for them?
That's a good question. That is a very good question, because Northam has said that he's considering, if they do pass this, that he will send in the National Guard.
Okay.
To confiscate firearms.
That'll go over well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really good way to start something horrible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's also a really good way to piss off the military.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, it's a $1 million question. I mean, who is going to...
So is he going to be marching at the front of this?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I would assume this is, I would assume this isn't going to be a thing where it's like they sign it into law and you have like 10 days to turn over your guns.
Oh, it will be. It will be kind of like the New York Safe Act, where no one turned it in.
Mm-hmm.
There's no grandfather clause in any of this.
Interesting.
It's illegal.
Right.
And I mean, according to the Washington Examiner, the governor can use the National Guard to enforce the gun control.
Oh yeah, that's
so here's my question. You've got the National Guard folks who have sworn to uphold the Constitution.
Correct.
The Supreme Court of the United States says that ownership and possession and use of firearms is protected by the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
You have a state that says, nah. What's the National Guard going to do?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know any of this. I'm perplexed. Know. I'm confused.
I mean, where does states' rights come in for this? I'm not saying that they are correct in this, but
the Constitution trumps states' rights. I will argue that any day, that the Constitution, in and of itself, especially the first 10 amendments, trump state rights.
Yeah.
I mean, freedom of speech. You can't have a state say that you can't speak grievances against the government.
Oh, wait till this happens. See how that goes.
It's going to be very bad for. It's going to be very, very, very bad for.
Let's see. So if I go down to my parents in Georgia, how much do I have to change my route to avoid Virginia?
Yeah, right. A couple thousand miles. 85 cities and counties across Virginia have approved some type of resolution declaring any law that the state passes null and void. 85 counties and municipalities.
How many counties does Virginia have?
I do not know that answer. There are upcoming discussions going on in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 counties. 3 counties will not become...
Virginia is comprised of 95 counties.
There you go.
Wow.
3 counties have decided, or the city of Roanoke, Radford, and Albemarle County has decided not to become sanctuary cities or counties. Discussed with no actions taken are 1, 2, 3. And then the city of Lynchburg, Frackwire County, and Essex County, they are going to be voting on it or doing public hearings.
Good old Frackwire.
Frackwire.
Right on Frick Road.
So the only remaining counties not listed above: Arlington County, Clark County, Fairfax, Highland, Loudoun, and Matthews. And then there's a bunch of cities who have not thrown their hat in either way.
So my guess... Hold on a second. I need to look at
So yeah,
my guess would be is that the counties probably right around D.C. are the ones that are going to be pushing this.
It wouldn't
pushing for it. I mean,
it wouldn't shock me. So I'm looking at a map right here.
I'm assuming that that's going to be the more liberal part of the state of Virginia. Yeah, it's going to be right on the outskirts of D.C. because there's probably people commuting.
So Arlington County, Loudoun County, those are on the border. Right. Those are right on the border. But one county in is Prince William County, and they have declared that they are a Second Amendment. That they will be a Second Amendment sanctuary.
That's interesting. So, I don't know.
There's a lot of counties.
All eyes on this. That's for sure.
I'm looking at this map here, and it's just incredible. I mean, there's protests going on throughout Virginia. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people are protesting this. And I don't want to be hyperbolic here, but this is much more draconian than the New York SAFE Act. The SAFE Act actually gave people the ability to register the weapons or turn them in. Mm-hmm. This doesn't really give them any right to turn them in or anything.
I would,
or register them. This is just confiscation. They have to
be a lot of boating accidents, that's for sure.
Well, there you go. Real quick before we end the show, we talked about nuclear plants. Okay, so I did a whole bunch of research on this week, and
you're talking about the guy that had built a nuclear, little nuclear battery thing or whatever, right?
What's called a research reactor in his backyard.
Yeah.
And so I did a whole bunch of research on this week because I was super curious. I'm fascinated by nuclear power.
Are we going to see you in the newspaper?
No, you won't. No, you won't. I promise you I will not be building a reactor in my basement. That was not a wink you just saw. No, I am dead serious. I will not be building a reactor in my basement.
Well, that wouldn't be safe, would it?
No, I have kids, and I want to actually have grandkids someday.
Why don't you talk to Jono about putting it in your truck?
Oh, there we go. Power the truck.
All right, anyway.
No, so I'm incredibly fascinated by nuclear power. I think it's absolutely incredible. So I did research. I did a whole bunch of research. And since the 70s, we only have 2 reactors that are currently being built or in plans to be built.
Okay.
Since the 70s.
Interesting.
We currently have 98 reactors going in the U.S.
Right. We have one right up the road.
I used to fish off of Millstone nuclear power plant. As a kid with my grandfather in the Juliet and Betsy. Old plywood boat. No, it was the fish. The fish was great. The warm water. The bluefish loved the warm water. I tell you.
Sure.
So as I was reading the article, it turns out, they were dumping stuff. They were dumping a gallon of some niacin per hour, a gallon of it an hour. I don't know. I don't even know what the stuff was. I didn't want to look it up. I didn't want to see.
I want to ask, do you slightly glow in the dark?
I do. And so yeah, I was fascinated by this, and I stumbled across this article about new reactors that they're currently in the process of getting approved. Mm-hmm. And this is on the Oregon State University. They've got a nuclear laboratory, I guess, there, and they have a prototype reactor that is supposedly safer and less prone to all the issues that all other reactors have. And this is a small reactor. It's about 60 feet tall, or 65 feet tall, 9 foot in diameter. It's completely self-contained. Basically, it's about the size of 2 school buses stacked end to end. And here's the interesting thing. You can fit 100 of them in a containment chamber for a conventional reactor. This reactor...
How big are Whoa.
They're huge.
How much power does that give?
This is 60 megawatts.
How much power is a reactor itself? Like,
I
don't have any scale as to how actually big these things are.
So what's the reactor?
Like a reactor.
What reactor's up the road from you?
I don't know. Egg Harbor Township is where it's at.
Okay. So let's do a quick look here. On do you know the name of it?
I have no idea.
Is it going to be called Egg Harbor? Elk Harbor?
No.
What's the name of it, Ozzy? Gotta have a name. Is it 3 Mile Island?
It is the Great Egg Harbor. Let's see.
I'm not seeing that.
It is the Exelon. Oh, hold on. Nuclear Oyster Creek Generating Station.
Nuclear Oyster?
Oyster? Yeah, nuclear. Wait.
Oh, Oyster?
Exelon's Nuclear Oyster. Nuclear's. Exelon's.
It's Oyster Creek.
Oyster Creek, yes.
It's shut down, by the way.
Oh, well.
It shut down in September of 2018. But by the way, so it was
didn't know that.
So 636 what is it? Gigawatts? Megawatts.
Yeah.
And so 10 of those, it would be the equivalent of 10 of those small reactors.
Oh, wow.
And so basically they are super, super, super efficient.
Right.
These smaller ones. And so like Millstone, where I grew up off of, one of theirs is 1,200 megawatts, and the other is 800 megawatts or 900 megawatts. And so pretty crazy. That station is able to do, I think, 500,000 homes, just for reference. So 3,000 megawatts for, 2,000 megawatts is approximately equivalent to 500,000 homes.
Wow.
And so these reactors are incredibly efficient and can fit in a tiny place. They can fit in trailers. They can fit in. You can actually put them small. You can put them in underground pools of water, so that if the reactor leaks, there's no radiation leaks.
Interesting.
They can be built closer to where the power is needed, because you don't actually need a 10-mile safety buffer. I mean, it's incredible. Tiny little micro reactors.
That's cool.
There is one called the Oklo company, and they're in I think they're in Idaho. Aurora, excuse me. And they built a 1.5 megawatt micro reactor. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Why
are we not investing so much more into this? Like,
we're scared to death. That was part of my research this week. We are scared to death.
That it's gonna go Chernobyl?
That it's gonna go Chernobyl on us, even though Chernobyl was not as bad as everyone thought. It's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's bad, but it's not as bad as everyone thought.
Well,
even 3 Mile Island.
It was also a drastic amount of unique circumstances and safety misses.
Well, right. Not to say there wasn't any issues. I mean, because there was.
Right, but they weren't exactly up to complete safety specs on a lot of that.
No, and you're definitely right on that. I won't debate that.
Good,
but
that means I win. Take us out.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. Anyways, all to sum up, accidents haven't been as crazy as they could be. With new technology, it's getting better. I love the design. It looks super cool.
That's awesome.
Isn't that such a cool looking thing?
It's awesome. I mean, we have to be developing nuclear technology because
we're not.
Come on. What's the government running ships off of?
Okay, so Westinghouse, which is owned by Toshiba, was running the submarine program, and they got out of it. They got out of it. Westinghouse isn't producing any more reactors, I don't think.
Man.
Maybe they were producing commercial reactors. Anyways, I don't remember.
That's so bad because this is such a.
Okay, so
it's a great solution.
The problem with this reactor here, they had to submit paperwork to the NRC, which is the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Right.
12,000 pages of paperwork.
Holy moly!
And that's just to get it approved to see if they can actually continue working on it.
Jeez.
And it's been in there, I think, 3 years. They've had the paperwork, and they're still sitting on it, and it's probably going to be another year.
That's stupid.
And there's your problem. There's not enough money. Like
here's
you can't
fix it.
You can't test it. I mean,
right.
The Regulatory Commission will not allow it. It's crazy. It's amazing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So there, nuclear power, backyard nukes, man. I'm telling you, it's the way of the future. Guys, that's all for this week. Thank you so much for listening. www.thefrontporchshow.com. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you like to get your podcast or online content. We are there. We're producing YouTube. We're even on YouTube, man. We're on YouTube. There's no video, but we're on YouTube.
That's terrifying.
Until we're kicked off. All right, we'll catch you next time. Later, guys.
Later.